institutional investors are piling into crypto, but a 2026 downturn is looming. Sygnum, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, market. Sygnum Bank's report shows institutional investors shifting from speculative crypto trading to structured, portfolio-driven strategies. Journalist, Hassan Shittu. Journalist, Hassan Shittu. About author, Hassan, a cryptonews.com journalist with 6+ years of experience in Web3 journalism, brings deep knowledge across crypto, Web3 gaming, NFTs, and play-to-earn sectors. His work has appeared in Author Profile, Share, Copied, last updated 1 hour ago. Institutional investors are increasing their exposure to digital assets at a record pace this year, but expectations for 2026 are far less optimistic, according to new research by Swiss crypto bank Sygnum. In its Future Finance 2025 report released this week, Sygnum found that 61% of institutional respondents plan to expand their cryptocurrency investments by year-end, with 38% adding exposure in Q4 alone. The findings reflect growing confidence in digital assets as a long-term portfolio component, even after a sharp market correction in October that erased nearly $20 billion in market value. Has institutional confidence peaked in crypto, or is this just the beginning? Sygnum said the shift marks a transition from speculative trading to strategic diversification. Institutions are thinking less about crypto as defense and more about participation in the structural evolution of global finance, said report author Lucas Schweiger. The survey covered over 1,000 professional and high-net-worth investors across 43 countries. While the short-term outlook remains strong, Sygnum's data suggests the rally may cool in 2026 as liquidity slows and macroeconomic tailwinds fade. The story of 2025 is one of measured risk, pending regulatory decisions and powerful demand catalysts, Schweiger wrote. Discipline has tempered exuberance, but not conviction, in the market's long-term growth trajectory. About 55% of institutions remain short-term bullish, expecting further upside driven by ETF approvals and policy clarity. However, investor sentiment turns neutral to bearish beyond year-end, with slower growth expected by mid-2026 as rate cuts plateau and regulatory progress stalls. A major factor behind this shift is the growing concentration of Bitcoin holdings among large entities and regulated funds. Cryptonews analysis of CryptoQuant and Dune data shows institutional and entity-scale holders have steadily absorbed more supply since spot ETF approvals in January 2024. Retail investors, who once owned 17% of Bitcoin's circulating supply in 2020, have reduced their holdings by roughly 20% over the past year, while ETF-related and institutional wallets now control over 7 million BTC. This reflects a broader structural change as large holders move funds into regulated ETFs for tax and compliance benefits, signaling deeper integration into traditional finance. Sygnum's report also found that institutional interest in tokenized real-world assets like bonds and funds rose from 6% to 26% year-over-year. The bank said tokenization is becoming the gateway for conservative investors seeking regulated on-chain exposure. Coinbase, Sygnum reports show institutions holding steady despite policy delays. Interest in crypto ETFs beyond Bitcoin and Ether is expanding rapidly. Over 80% of respondents said they want broader ETF access, and 70% indicated they would increase allocations if staking rewards were offered. Sygnum suggested that staking-enabled ETFs could be the next major driver of institutional inflows once regulatory conditions allow. Still, delays in key U.S. policy developments, including the market structure bill and approval of altcoin ETFs, have introduced uncertainty. The ongoing U.S. government shutdown, now entering its 41st day, has postponed at least 16 pending crypto ETF applications, dampening short-term momentum. Despite these headwinds, institutional conviction remains firm. Coinbase's latest Navigating Uncertainty survey found that 67% of large investors remain bullish on Bitcoin heading into 2026, even as some acknowledge the market is entering the late stage of its bull cycle. Coinbase researchers noted that supportive macro factors, including expected Federal Reserve rate cuts and fiscal stimulus in China, could extend market strength into 2025. However, analysts warn that as liquidity tightens and long-term holders take profits, Market growth could slow by mid-2026. Sygnum's report described 2025 as a year of powerful demand catalysts, tempered by regulatory caution. The bank expects institutional participation to deepen through ETF adoption, tokenized assets, and diversification, but said the next phase of the cycle will likely test investor discipline rather than exuberance. Follow us on Google News. Trending news. Recommended popular crypto topics. Price predictions. Crypto market prospect. After the washout, the soil looks richer. Live Fed Payments Innovation Conference. Real-time updates as Federal Reserve discusses crypto, stablecoins, and AI with industry leaders. XRP price prediction. Post-swell volatility. Traders watch for confirmation of the XRP death cross and next move. XRP boss says Fed plans could be game changer. For Ripple XRP price prediction. 20-day countdown begins. Could the first XRP ETF send prices to $1,000? Altcoin news. High-profile Ethereum MEV fraud trial collapses as judge declares mistrial. 2 days ago, by Amin Ayan. Bitcoin news. Analyst says Bitcoin dominance breakdown could signal incoming altcoin season. 2 days ago, by Amin Ayan. Price analysis. XRP price prediction. XRP ranked number 2 by analysts, just behind Bitcoin, ahead of Solana and Doge. For days ago, by Alejandro Arich. Best crypto to buy now in November 2025. Top crypto to invest in. For days ago, by Alan Draper. New cryptocurrencies to invest in today. Top new crypto coins. 1 day ago, by Inesis Tavares. 12 best crypto presales to invest in for November 2025. 26 minutes ago, by Alan Draper. 12 new and upcoming Coinbase listings in November 2025. 3 hours ago, by Elijah Rankovich. 12 new and upcoming Binance listings in 2025. 6 hours ago, by Elijah Rankovich. The next crypto to explode in 2025. Our top picks. 5 days ago, by Elijah Rankovich. Bitcoin, BTC, price prediction 2025 to 2030. October 24, 2025, by Leon Waters. XRP, price prediction 2025, 2026 to 2030. August 29, 2025, by Eric Huffman. Ethereum price prediction 2025 to 2030. November 4, 2025, by Ben Beto.